Hello and welcome to the Life is Storytelling. Not well, it is podcast, but it is going to be the Screencast where we are talking about another movie today. I'm your host, Chris Pierce, joined by my co-host Ernest Gonzalez. Ernest, how you doing, bud?
Oh man, it's a good day. It's a good day. It's another day.
It's another day.
And
It's
it's a
another
good
day.
one.
That's
And it's
good.
also another one.
It
And
is.
it's good.
Oh man, we'll look up what redundant is later, but it's
It's good,
beautiful.
man.
I'm glad it's
It's
good.
not bad, I'll tell
I'm
you that.
glad to
All
hear
right.
it. Oh my
It's not bad.
It's like a
How are
like a
you, sir?
weird like a weird like Groundhog Day that just happened there, but it was just a very small time frame. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Not to get too far into like gaming or anything, because like I said, this is a screencast. But I beat Silk Song this morning. I felt very accomplished with that, and yeah. I absolutely my time with that. I'm ready for something else. But shit, but yeah,
Yeah.
we'll hear more about that when we're back in the
Like
games.
respect because I'm not putting myself through that right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to not
Yeah.
put myself through that right now either.
I'm
It's just
I'm
like,
I'm
yeah.
excited for everybody that's getting to experience it, that's
Yeah.
been waiting for so long. I'm gonna play Hollow Knight first, I promise
That's
you,
fair.
before I ever
That's
play
fair. I will say
that.
I
Yeah.
like Hollow Knight's still my like Hollow Knight is my first and is still my favorite Metroidvania.
Mm.
And yeah, but Silk Song, fantastic game. But yeah, we are here to talk movies. Last week we did our review of Seven Samurai. This week we are here to go to a different director, Takashi Miike, with his remake film 13 Assassins. Came out in 2010. It is a remake of the movie of the same name that came out in 1963. Oh, Ernest, I know you said you weren't sure if you had seen it before. I imagine you know now that you've gotten your eyes on it. Was this your first time or no?
I think I'm more familiar with the story than actually watching the movie. We're
Okay.
we're going to say this is my first time. I'm act
Okay.
like straight up virgin here, which
I
I am.
gotcha. No. Samurai number 135. Just now
The
noticing that.
kid, the kid was a miracle.
I've never heard somebody talk about Jace like that. Um, no, but yeah, this was my first time. I've owned this movie longer than I've owned Seven Samurai, so I mean that's on me. Uh, but hey, we've watched him now, dude. We've
And
watched
then
him
they
now.
sat there and collected dust together,
100%.
just waiting for this moment
This moment.
where Ghost of Tsushima just decides to put in modes for each one of these directors.
Yotei, but
Like,
yes.
yeah. What did I
Right.
say?
You said
Yeah.
Tsushima. You're not
Damn.
fully
Is it
wrong
not the
because it did
same
have a
director?
Kurosawa. It did have a
Is it not
Kurosawa.
the same director? But you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Right,
Ghost of
right.
Yotei.
Just putting it out there.
Um I I am so loving samurais right now,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's why I grew out my hair like this. And
That's not true.
I
It might be now. It
and
might be now, but
no, but I'm loving samurais right now and
yeah.
also going through Samurai Champloo while all of this is going on. It's just every time I see something cool, I'm like, I should play more Ghost right now.
Oh,
You know?
right. Like, and if you're looking for
Yeah.
something to play tonight, oh, well, obviously, if you play rematch, play rematch. But I mean, hey, man, some samurai
I
there.
just yeah, man, trying to figure out what game to play and Ghost is right there. It's just I know I'm only gonna get so far into it before I get to the next game.
Yeah.
And yeah, just leaving it incomplete, like it kind of oh, it hurts me,
I
even though
feel
I
you.
started it already. But so either way, it's gonna be incomplete. But you know,
Amen. Amen. Wasn't worth
yeah,
finishing in the first place. Anyway, but just kidding. But we are gonna be back next week to finish our Way of the Samurai series. Totally just taking that title from Alamo Drafthouse.
it's ours
With
now.
Samurai Champloo. Because yeah, with last week was a Kurosawa film. This week is Miike, and next week Watanabe. We're all three do have their own mode in this new Ghost game, Ghost of Yotei, and it's just going to be literally the day we're reviewing Samurai Champloo. The next day, Ghost comes out. I mean, you could say at like 11 o'clock that night, it's going to be coming out, and we're going to use that to just skyrocket us right into that game, and I'm very excited for that. And on top
Yeah,
of that, granted, not samurai related, but it's official. I'm going to say it's official now, Ernest, so you can't back out of it. Ernest is going to hop on Silent Hill F. He's going to be playing Silent Hill F. It is also my next game I plan to play. So, and obviously, anything we both play, we're going to be reviewing that on the gaming side of things. Um, and again, not samurai related necessarily, but Japan. So,
it's
hey,
my scared face.
Always, anytime he sees me.
Oh, shit.
Um, but before we get into anything else, a little housekeeping. We're just two dudes who are just trying to podcast, trying to make some content, just trying to have some fun. We're talking about movies, TV shows, video games, everything nerdy that we love under the sun. And we appreciate any support you got, whether you like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, whatever. Please just let us know. Any feedback, we really appreciate it. That can be through email. You can DM us on any of our socials, or comment on our posts. It does not matter. Likes also huge, and again, comments, because we get plenty of comments on like our TikToks and stuff like that, and we do appreciate the feedback. We have recently done a couple of guess the character kind of stuff video. Like you see an image of a character, the person recording is the only one who knows who it is. The person being recorded has to guess who that is, and Ernest got his. I did not get my fucking Yoshi.
I'm good and you're not.
We
Right.
give each other the 3 minute timer.
You were
Uh,
right there,
I
dude.
was
You were
close.
right
I was
there.
narrowing it.
Uh,
I'm so mad. But there are some suggestions that some people made in there, and we are going to look into that because we did have someone that made the comment of like, you should do this with music, and that's a great idea. I just got to figure out how we're going to implement that. Also,
it's where
because
I try my best to sing you a song and you have to guess what song it
that is not at
is.
all what we're going to do, folks, and please don't worry.
Hmm.
But the other thing is we have to worry about copyright on YouTube. So we'll see what we do with that. I'm so
What
sorry.
song is
I
that?
said it wouldn't happen, and he did it. That was
What song is that?
clearly the D Generation X intro.
He's
Um,
this guy's good. This guy's really good.
just
Man.
kidding. But along with that, I do have a review out on our socials covering the new Demon Slayer movie. It is spoiler free. I mean, slight spoilers. The only thing I talk about in spoiler context is the matchups, which are in every poster they use to promote what's
Yeah.
the movie. But yeah, it's
And
about.
the end of the movie, he also spoiled. No, I'm
I
just
mean,
kidding.
the end of the movie, I can tell you right now, is it sets up the next one. This is going to be a trilogy of films. So
Oh, man.
we are
You
finishing
forgot
the
to say
story in
spoilers.
2029. If you don't know it's a part one, that's crazy. I'm sorry. But yeah, 2029 is when you're gonna get the end of Demon Slayer, folks. Be ready for that. Um, but yeah, that's the only review we have out right now. We do have our first bit of reaction content, which I'd love to hear back on because that took a little bit to make. Of me watching the OD Knock trailer. It's a really cool trailer, and yeah, I just definitely want to hear back because just trying out new different things here and whatnot, see how things land, see how things stick, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Yeah. And
But
that's my favorite trailer right now too. Like
it's great.
it's
It's
so
great.
good.
Like
Yeah.
it was released, obviously it was in Japan time, but like dude, it was like 1:30. And I was like about to lay down because I had just beaten the boss I was working on Silksong that night, and I was like, I gotta go to bed. I got work tomorrow. And then I just because you scroll on your phone before you pop off, before you go to sleep. And unfortunately, I just see, what do you mean Hideo Kojima posted something? What is this? And I was like, oh my God. And then I had to like send it
Yeah.
all to Ernest. I was like, Ernest, you gotta see this, man. This shit's
Yeah.
crazy.
So
It's
I'm
so
laying
cool.
in bed just like
Right,
what? Yeah.
right. Dude, it's
It was
so
amazing.
cool. It's so
Yeah.
cool. Go check
That
that
kept
stuff
us
out.
up at least an extra hour.
Right, 100%.
Probably. Yeah.
100%. And I had trouble going to sleep afterwards because I was honestly like, man, this is exciting. I'm very easily influenced. But 13 Assassins. 13 Assassins came out in 2010. Takashi Miike. I mainly know him. My first Takashi Miike film, um, not Old Boy. Oh my gosh, I can't remember it right now. Do you have any other films by him that you're aware
I
of?
haven't seen any. This is my first. I was looking through his. I was gonna say discography. That's not what it's called here.
Yeah.
I was looking through his filmography, and I haven't seen any of those movies. But
Uh,
I am familiar with one of them. I've seen a lot of clips of.
is it Ichi the
Um,
Killer?
yeah,
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 Ichi the Killer.
because
So
we have friends that love that movie.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think you're one of the friends.
I haven't showed you clips, but yeah, you told me about because
Okay,
when I told you about it, because I have a
like
special edition,
Damien and Gino, I think
right?
showed me clips.
And because I
Yeah.
have a special edition of the movie, that is the disc looks like a buzzsaw and it's in a blood bag.
Oh, that's dope.
And that
I think
conversation,
you've showed me
yeah,
that
I have the
before, and I
black.
was like, "What the
Unfortunately,
fuck is this?"
unfortunately, the blood is dried up, but it's still cool.
Oh,
But then the other thing, which is kind of like a bigger claim to fame because it's a bit more like mainstream, Audition. It's like a
right.
horror film. Also very solid. And both of those films, again, Mick and Freddie, you've showed me a lot of stuff. I love you both. You bastards. I'm just kidding.
I
But
hear amazing things about that movie. That it
yeah,
starts off like a rom-com type situation, and then it's
Audition.
like, boom, it's horror,
Not
motherfucker.
necessarily that polarizing, but yes, there is a
Yeah.
tone shift for sure.
All
For
right.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Audition really good. I really like Ichi the Killer. It's based off of a graphic novel. Or I guess it would be manga, but yeah, it's also very cool. And he also did. This is not like old or anything. It's more recent of his. He's done the live action remake of he did a movie, a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure movie, and I love him for that. Because that's a hard franchise to put in a live action, man. I'm just telling you right now.
It's a hard one to animate.
Yeah. Oh, yes, you're not wrong. But
Yeah.
here we are. Kind of a samurai film. Honestly, not nearly as much of a samurai film as I was really expecting. It's very prominent because this film is like the way when it's taking place is pretty much near the end of the Way of the Samurai. Because literally it's a part of like the story here of just like samurai don't really have anything to fight for anymore. And that's kind of how you get some of these folks. You have one group of people that are clinging to the honor, clinging to the traditions of the past, where it doesn't matter that this guy's a bad guy. We just gotta serve him because he's like, is he the brother, son? He's a son,
He's like, yeah, he's the brother of the shogun, the
right?
son of the last
There you
shogun.
go. It's a two-way
So
thing. Right.
right, right.
Um,
So
it's very
he's kind of like the prince that didn't become the king. You know what I
right,
mean?
but he's in a
Yeah.
position to get a very prominent, put himself in a very prominent part in the nation's
Yeah, on the
political
console.
scene, right? The council,
Right.
and you learn very early on, he's a monster. He's an absolute like piece of
He's
crap,
just the worst.
horrible.
He's
He's
the
Joffrey before
worst
Joffrey
guy.
existed. Yeah,
Right, right.
100%. And he's just
I'd
doing it for
even
fun.
call him Ramsey Bolton level,
That's
you
fair.
know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
It's kind of a mix, but he,
Cause
yeah,
like the depth of cruelty
he's
here
rough.
is it's
They
a
don't
lot.
Like, they don't shy away. They don't shy away. When you see the
No, man.
girl, bear in mind, spoilers for 13 Assassins. Again, came out 2010, but we've said it.
It's
The
your
other
fault.
thing here is if you do choose to watch it, this was really before trigger warnings were necessarily a thing. It's dark. It's
Yeah.
pretty graphic, and there if you like there's stuff about like self-harm, um sexual abuse, stuff like that, some very dark topics. Doesn't necessarily go into like great depth to like show you anything, but there is a lot of like the aftermath of certain things, and you're gonna feel it, and it's very dark, so just be aware.
Yeah, the things that are implied in this movie
Yeah,
are few, but they're still like just the thought of them is pretty bad.
yeah,
Yeah.
there are gonna be definitely things
So
I'm not gonna show as a clip on our TikTok for that. um but
smart.
because
That's
like
smart.
literally that one woman, because we start off with the like a couple essentially hearing about what happened to them, and I was like, oh dude, that's terrible. And then you go back, just go forward a little bit, and you see a woman who has lost both arms, both legs, and a tongue, and I was like, oh, this
Yeah.
guy's terrible.
Right.
Terrible.
Like used and abused, like literally.
a
It's
hundred
so
percent
bad.
100%.
And then they go on to show he's just like having archery practice with a whole family.
Yep.
Like it's yeah, it's insane. It's dark. It's
It's
dark.
very
Like he
dark.
is a truly mad man.
Yep.
And I mean, and I think is one of the things that makes because I like this movie a
I do
lot.
too. I do too.
It's a
Yeah.
very good movie.
Yeah.
But one of the things that makes it so kind of like unique is the time that they chose to place it.
Yeah.
Like not you usually get like a peacetime movie or you get a wartime movie,
Right.
but finding that like gray area right in
Literally the in
between where
between.
like
Yeah.
they've had peace for so long that people yearn for war, like they
Like
wish a
this
war
man.
would
Yeah.
pop off so that they could do the thing that they were born to do,
Yeah.
you know. And yeah, it's just it's such a unique point in time, because like when you're at war, everybody wants peace,
Right.
and like eventually there's some bigwig or something that wants something to pop off. But like, yeah, the reasons for going to war here, I feel, are fairly,
It's pretty
they're
shallow.
justifiable,
Oh
right?
wait,
I think it
well
had
no.
to happen. Dude had to go down.
Okay, sorry. I thought you because he wants. So when you get to the end of this movie, you learn about what the shogun's son or brother, the potential shogunate here, who what he's wanting. He's like, I want an era of war. I didn't know you were referring to this as the war because I was like, no, he just wants to have war for
No,
war's
yeah, and I
sake.
meant in
Yeah,
this battle.
right.
Yeah, it's
This
pretty much a
battle is
battle. Right,
100%. I will also
right.
say it kind of reminded me of 300 a little bit, where you have the small group of people fighting for what they believe in against the overwhelming majority, which is about 200 or so soldiers. And yeah, when you get those impossible odds, you do get that sweet spot of the underdog story, and it does add a special element when you're just like, I really want this guy to die. Like I really want him to go away. And that's
And that
so
was,
cool.
I'm sorry,
No, cool.
that was the main line that I drew to
Yeah.
Seven Samurai,
What?
was just the small number against the
Right.
larger
Right.
number
Right. Right.
and stuff like that. And then it just being a samurai movie in the first place, I think it's hard there to not draw comparisons.
Right.
But like you were saying, like the tone is so very different though,
Yeah.
and I
There's blood
love
here.
how different it is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, there's a lot of blood.
A lot of blood,
um there
dismemberment. Yeah.
there was like a little bit of a problem for me keeping up with who was who on the
I'm
battlefield,
glad you said it because there is
as
something to be
far,
said about 13 main characters.
right.
Yeah.
13 main characters is a lot. And to be fair, I want to say like six of them were just random folks that were
Right.
in like one scene, you
Right.
know,
Right. Right.
and like two of them were explosives guys, but they just showed them blowing up like one
Huh.
thing. And then they were like, and these are important people.
Yeah.
Remember that.
Right. Right.
Because the way that they have them go out in the battle is crazy. Like
Yeah.
everybody went out fighting crazy and stuff like that. But I, uh, all the blood, all the mud, like it was just so much. And by the end, everybody's just
Drenched.
covered
Yeah.
and everybody's wearing the same clothes. It was really hard for me to keep track of like who was who in this
Yeah.
battle.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right there with
So
you. Even before the battle, I was like, okay, this is. Oh no, they said his name once. Okay, we're recruiting another guy. Oh, okay, that guy. Oh no, they've just recruited two more people.
yeah, I think I have people's names down, but I can't guarantee 100%
Right. So for
accuracy.
me, I do have a couple of names, but I do mainly have characteristics of characters, like some characters'
Yeah.
motivation, stuff like that. And then of course we know the absolute monster. But 13 Assassins, man, it is very good. I do think this movie absolutely rules. It is a very different tone with what it's going for. Miike definitely is more of the schlock. Schlock is like a word that can be used negatively, but it's not a negative word. When I'm well, at least when I'm saying it, I don't think like the schlock and there is a like a kind of low budgetness to the gore here, but it does add to the overall just what we got going on, man. Again, 2010. That is like 15 years ago. So
And
it's doing it good.
and because like I really feel like this movie does a great job of making itself timeless and like using those practical
Yeah.
effects,
Yeah.
because like
CG would have been terrible.
with like nothing CG
Yeah.
here. And like, so this movie really feels like somebody took like a new camera in 2010 and took it back to an older age when all you had was practical effects, you know.
Which is fair.
Like this is like a 1963 movie
Mhm.
with just the best practical effects and an
Right.
awesome camera,
That's
you know.
fair.
Like
Yeah, yeah.
because yeah, it is like so old school in that
Yep.
I feel like everything that they used here could have been done back then as well, you
Yeah.
know. So for him to take it and make it so good, like, and not that I've seen the original, I can't say if
Right. I have
it's
not seen
like
the original either.
better or anything,
I don't think I've
but
seen it yet.
but I mean, this is the one that people talk about all the
Right.
time. So,
This is good.
uh,
This is good stuff.
right.
Obviously, the story, which is what the main focus is of that, even remaking it. An important like thing to it, and I think
Mm.
it is worth bringing into the new era, going from that 1963 to that 2010, and us even being able to talk about it today. Um, it's so good. I do think it's really good. I honestly, because like it's like 2 hours and like a couple of minutes, and the first hour is really learn this guy's a monster, recruit your team. And that's kind of where I'm going to give it a little bit of flack because you do the beautiful thing about Seven, not even just talking about Seven Samurai, Seven. Um, to be fair, they have a couple like you
Brad
don't
Pitt.
look, you know that one dude's a woodcutter. I don't know much else about that guy.
Oh yeah,
But you
yeah, yeah.
learn about the others as you go on, and that single digit number just really helps with that. 13 is a lot. It is a lot of people to keep up with. It's a lot of names. And I don't I like, and I'm fine with the number, obviously. And like, obviously, I want them all to be, I don't think anyone was a clone of the other person standing next to them or anything like that. It could have been fleshed out a little more to get to know them before the battle, because I feel like you do get a sense of who they are before that fight happens. But if you had more time with them to really get to know them, um, that would help you to identify them in the end. Because regardless, it's gonna be tough. They're surrounded by enemies. They're absolutely covered in mud, blood, and just beaten up, every single one of them by the end. And yeah, it's gonna get hard to tell anybody apart. And you're absolutely
And
fair in that.
I think the difference between this and Seven Samurai, in that regard, is that they did take the time in Seven Samurai to
Yeah.
like to show you those camaraderie
Yep.
times, like just having scenes for the sake of building camaraderie,
Right. We saw
and
like
making
everyone do
you
that door test.
like you know what, this person has a trait worth loving.
Right.
So if you lose them, it should hurt a little bit, you know?
Right. Yeah.
And to where like this movie has there's that time where they have like six of them lined up,
Hmm.
and they're like, I brought you some of my men and they'll do anything you say, and they're like, woo. And then it goes on to the next scene, and that's all that we know about them really
Right.
until they identify two of them blowing up a bridge, and
Yeah.
it's like a little bit of comedic moment, but that's it. Like they have no lines or anything
Yeah.
like that leading up to it. So, but then they have these dramatic deaths, and I was just thinking like, man, I should care more about your
Right.
character, but you went out like a G though. Like I
Right.
appreciate
And
you,
that's the
you
thing.
know?
Like, you can still have the respect for it because you do see these people
Yeah.
fighting their hardest for something they absolutely didn't have to.
Mhm.
And there are some of them that have their own different reasons. Like, there is the Ronin, who this is one of the ones that I don't have the name of. He is a Ronin who asked for money, and the main reason was he wanted to pay off his wife's burial site.
Yeah,
He
Sahara is
Right.
his
Oh, is
name.
that his
Yeah.
name? Okay.
Yeah.
That's also a desert. Sahara.
Yeah, you're good at this, man. Oh yeah,
And
let's give
then
it up. Let's give it
he
up.
wanted to also pay off for his own so that he could be buried next to his late wife. And then he was asked, what are you going to do with the rest of it? I want to experience the things I never could. And everyone just started like, oh man, this guy's awesome. I was like, I was right
Like
there. I was like,
I love
yes,
this guy.
yes. My
Yeah,
only
yeah.
thing, he's using a spear. That's not cool.
And I and I think from we're about to use a spear in Ghost, but what's it called? The
I'm just kidding.
oh, you could choose not to. It's probably
I
gonna make
don't
it
know, but
harder
I
though.
imagine it's gonna. Hopefully, it's prominent that you would want to. But yeah, go on.
But I think the reaction from everybody really helped a lot in like making him endearing in that moment
Right,
as well.
right,
Like
right.
because as they were like, "Oh, like this dude
You're
right
like,
here," I
this
was like doing the
guy.
same thing with them. Yeah,
Right,
like
yeah.
that. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
like it makes like,
So
especially when you're going into, because no one's lied to about what the odds are,
right.
what's going on here. Because first of all, regardless of the guy being a monster, it's a huge deal going for somebody in that position of power that's about to go into a higher position of power. You can outright hate the systems in place, which is a very prominent thing to speak to in 2025. But there are people that are going to uphold those systems, those political beliefs, those like, oh, this person is the right successful heir to this position. It is my job to do this. It is my job to see this person go from point A to point B. And yeah, I don't, I imagine you're right there with me where like we're not agreeing with those guys. So it's like,
Right.
but you see
Yeah.
what they're doing. You see why they're doing it, and you do get some interesting dialogue between our leader here. What is it, Shosei? Am I making that up? Shinza, sorry. Uh,
Shinzaman. Yeah.
Shinzama, yeah, but his friends
Yeah.
were calling him Shinza.
Shinza.
Get in the robot, Shinza.
Shinza.
Uh, but like the head of those the Shogun samurai. When speaking with Shinza, there was like that because they used to be friends. There used to be like a camaraderie there. Because of course the samurai that are on our team here, the 13 assassins, they used to have those positions where they would also protect the Lord. They would protect their lords. They would protect the people in power and whatnot. And they are kind of stepping out of the traditional, like, hey, we're not going to just do this because of tradition. This person's wrong. This person's doing something wrong. He's hurting people. He's hurting several people. And you know what it's going to happen if you put him in a position of power? He's going to hurt all the people. I'm very much oversimplifying it, but that is the gist. And it kind of reminded me of, well, because when they're putting the group together, it reminded me of in Guardians of the Galaxy, where Quill is asked, like, why do you want to save the galaxy? Because I'm one of the idiots living in it. And it's
Yeah. Yeah.
100% that. And first of all, that's a great notion. It's a fair notion.
Yeah.
Because literally, we it spoiler alert, bad guy doesn't make it. Thumbs up there. But you can envision what kind of world that's going to be if he was to. You
Right.
immediately are like, yes, you go get him. You go get him. You want a 14th? I can't do it. I'll get somebody else. But yeah, man, I'm right there with you. I'm supporting you. But it's
Yeah.
you know the motives, you know what's at stake, and though it's like not actually like countries feuding or the nations at war, the nation itself is at risk, and potentially even the world, depending on how far that person wants to continue reaching out and doing horrible things. So you
Right.
definitely feel
Right.
that, and it's
And
awesome.
he even like to show what a terrible guy he is. He even like doubles down in the middle of like these guys trying to murder him and everybody, all of his men dying around him and stuff.
Mm.
He doubles down and it's like, this is exciting as hell.
He
Like,
does, yeah.
you're gonna help me bring war to the nation when I take this spot, right? Like, you got my back.
And they
But
support him. They're like,
like
okay,
you were saying, like, yeah, Hanbei is his name,
there you go,
the
there you go.
super loyal one, like loyal to the end. Like,
Right.
when I think most situations end up a little bit dangerous anytime, even in the smallest situations, when somebody like becomes their job and their job is them.
Right.
Like,
That's right.
there's got to be some kind of danger to that, right? Like, you
Mhm.
need to be a person with morals as well.
Right. Absolutely.
And like that samurai code, like, one of the reasons that like the samurai era is so prime to make a story within is because of that code and people breaking out of it and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Like, a lot of the best samurai stories are about ronin, or like people who were like going away from the government and fighting against them because they were being tyrannic and stuff like this. So
Right.
like, this is like that on a very small scale, and probably like I can't say how big it was like
Right.
politically in the nation. It seems like a big thing, but battle wise, right, it was
Right.
very contained.
Right. Right. Right.
But
That whole booby
yeah,
trap town.
yeah, like him just being like, it very clearly seeing that things are wrong, because as he's performing these atrocities, you just see the horror on Hanbei's face of like, I can't believe he's doing this. And
Yeah.
like, even trying to make those little suggestions, probably not trying to get killed at making these suggestions in the
Mhm.
first place. Um, and just not being listened to at all. Like, in your heart this stuff is wrong and you're still going with
Yeah.
it.
Absolutely.
And but like, you could see it in him that he believes in the code more than the morals that he would set for
Right.
himself. And
Absolutely.
it's that point that's a very dangerous thing,
It is. It is
so
absolutely dangerous. And you see
yeah.
you see the danger here. And then but there's also an aspect to it is again very prominent in today's society. Where maybe you said what did you say his name was? Hanbei?
Hanbei. Yeah.
Hanbei. They don't go into because we honestly don't get a lot of time with just Hanbei. We just really know him as the defender of our evil man.
Yeah.
Um, but there's definitely a thing where people can be so chaotic. The bad guy here being like a prime example. It's just unfortunately this is on the Hanbei side. But people can be something that is so hard to trust. Maybe you've been burned so many times here or there, and the structures, the traditions that have been in place for so long are the only thing that makes sense to you. Especially for somebody who's a little older. No hate to our older listeners if you're out there. It's just sometimes that older, like it's like a routine. Like you have your routine that makes you feel safe, that makes you feel in control. And that is very similar, I feel. Obviously, what's at stake changes when you're going from that your morning routine to protecting just this monster. But the traditions have never, in your mind, like led you astray, and they've always made sense to you. So that is another example of like a motivation there as to why he wants to stick with it, and adds the context to his character of because bear in mind, Shinset they were friends. They were both
Hmm.
had the same job. They were friends, and he's having to fight his
Yeah.
friend.
They
Um,
grew up in the same dojo and stuff.
right,
Like,
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's just for it to go where we are here, and I love. Um, the moment here at the end because it's not surprising at all what happens. Shinza does win the fight. I was a little surprised that he just went the full way and cut his head off. Hanbei's.
No, yeah, you got to, man. All the
You gotta end
way.
it. Gotta end it.
Yeah.
But then the non-surprising part is our villain here just kicks it, just kicks it into the mud. But Shinza's reaction is so human. It is so understandable. Because yeah, he's the one who fought him and he's the one who ultimately killed him, but he did not disrespect him in any way. He didn't try
Right.
to disrespect him in any way. He again, they were friends, and that was very prominent. And he loved this
I think
man.
it's what Hanbei would have done for him as
Right.
well.
I would
You
love to
know?
think
Yeah.
so. We'll never know,
Right.
unfortunately. But it's just like I would love to think because I kept thinking maybe there's gonna be a breaking point for this guy. Because obviously he did get a lot of screen time, and sometimes I was like, oh dude, he's questioning a couple of things. But he never outright goes enough to just prevent this situation. But yeah, the and we immediately get to see Shinza just reacting to obviously they've lost the majority of their men. There's like two left of the 13. At this point, technically, there's still only two left. We're going to talk
Right.
about something that's pretty crazy after this.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but but it's those two, and then just the last of these because there's like two guards that were with Hanbei guarding the Shogun kid, and they were easily dealt with. And then we have I feel like he could have dodged it, but he just took the hit. But he did it in such a manly manner of just like it's just a that blade is for show. It
Like,
doesn't
yeah.
hurt. Like he's just like
No,
"Mm."
it was hard as hell, but I have it right here in my notes. Like, I can't believe he just let him stab him. Like,
Yeah.
it feels because he just said one of the best on-screen sword fights I've ever seen
It's great.
between Hanbei and what's our boy's name? Shinza.
Shinsu.
Hanbei and Shinza's sword fight right here is just so very good. Like,
Right.
it's well choreographed. The pacing is off, the way they just creep up to each other and then they go at each other. And I
Mhm.
knew once they were crossing swords, they were going to say a couple of lines to each other, and it was perfect. And like that was so good. Like, and he defended himself like so well, even to the point where he resorted to dirty tactics, which is really the only way that he won. I love that line
True.
where he's saying like you know, in the dojo we were 50-50, like we were neck and neck,
Uh-huh.
but out here, and then he kicks the mud in his
Yep.
face and fucking
Yep.
beats
Yep.
him.
Yep.
Like, that's crazy for the good guy to do it, you know.
Right. But like it
um
just shows you again, further putting aside his beliefs, his way of doing things, that structure that he was grown up with. What is at stake here? I cannot lose this fight. And it's just
it's
adds to
kind
the
of like
character.
a character trait that we see in Jin Sakai, I
For
would
sure.
say,
I would say
where
so.
he
I
has
would
to
say so.
throw away tradition to do the right thing, right?
Right.
but but yeah, yeah. After him just defending the hell out of himself in that fight, him just kind of walking up to what's his name? Not it's got I'm
The
just
Lord,
stop trying right now.
the
The bad guy when he
bad
was
guy,
walking up to the bad
the
man,
bad
and
man.
it really feels like he was so caught up in his own speech that he just kind of like walked into that sword.
Yeah,
Maybe it was adrenaline, like I don't know, but like he kind of let himself be killed right there.
100%. I don't know
It
because he's
like
obviously very battle worn at that point. So maybe like
yeah,
maybe he was gonna go out anyway. Maybe he was just like, I'm gonna show him his sword doesn't phase me because he took it and he did not flinch. He did not like. He just he was ready to go. And at that point, we got what we needed. He was
yeah,
close enough.
yeah. And because, coming out of there, like there was one person that lived in this entire, well, okay, maybe two people that lived through this entire thing. And like aside from one of them, the one that should have stayed dead, um
He should not have
I
felt.
I don't feel like anybody comes out of this battle normal after this. Like
Right,
it just being able to not have those like PTSD nightmares and stuff like that. Like it's got to be grueling to go on after this and just
right.
live regular. Um,
But that guy's got
which
he's got some. Do you know his name? The survivor,
uh
the main one, not the hunter.
yeah. Okay, the nephew?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
because I just have
is
nephew.
uh Shinru Kuro. Shinru
Shinru.
Kuro.
We'll just call him Shinru.
Shinru.
Um,
Shinru
Shinru, nephew of
san.
Shinza.
Fucking yeah. 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 And he like because he like doesn't like being a samurai.
Right.
Like he just wants to like
And he essentially says
chill
he's going to
and
quit
like
at the end. Yeah.
womanize and
Yep.
stuff. Yeah. Yeah. And like he gets flack from his uncle for not doing the things that he was supposed to do and stuff like that. I
Which is
love that at
funny
the end,
because
his
his
uncle
uncle is
being
also
like,
not doing what he's supposed to do. But yeah.
he's like, just live life how you
Right.
want to,
Right. Right.
But he's still doing samurai like things, I would say,
Yeah.
being ready to like fight for honor or whatever. Because in
True.
this, in his own way, he's kind of doing the same thing there.
Yeah.
Like he's fighting for the honor that he believes in or whatever.
Very true.
Even though it is against that code, it's still pretty much like you're throwing yourself into a very like like high stakes situation with like low odds,
Right.
and
Right.
that has to be a little bit of ego, right?
100%. And
Yeah,
I would like to think, and he's earned it. You should get a little bit of a boost to that ego after being the survivor. Um, Now we see a guy take a blade to the neck. It is the
right.
hunter. It is the hunter.
Kita, I have
Is it Keith?
Kita.
Okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
think
I
so.
just knew
I
his
hope so.
role
I
because
hope
again
I
he
have some
wasn't.
of these names
Oh,
right.
because he's not a samurai. He's never claimed to be a
Right.
samurai. His whole thing is I'm not a samurai. He has a really dude. I was like, oh, dude, he's giving it his all when he's taking down some of those guys. I was like, yes, 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 yes. And then of course it adds to the hatred where the blade that goes into his neck is the short sword of our monster here, our bad guy, our bad man. Um, and then at the end, he just pops up. He's good.
You see that it goes
Yeah.
through his neck. Like he died, and I'm pretty sure someone stabs him as
Yeah.
well. Like it's not just that to the neck. Um, yeah, yeah, he had a very clear like death
Yep.
scene, and then
So,
he
yeah.
runs out of that smoke
Yep.
and just plops on down. And they're like, "Didn't you die, bro?" And
Yep.
he like touches his stomach. Like, I guess not. He does say like, "Are you immortal?"
Yep.
Like, what the hell?
And I don't think he's
Um,
human. He's absolutely not human for what's
do
happening
you
here.
think he was not mortal?
Correct. Yeah. That's the only
Yeah,
explanation
he was like
in
a
my mind.
forest spirit or something.
Right. Something like
Yeah.
that. That's how I believe it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I
Okay.
because that not only do I like that, that elevates it for me. It's an extra bit of
Yeah.
spice that
Yeah.
doesn't have to be here, but I do think it adds something to this story.
And he
Um,
did fight pretty powerfully without,
a sword.
samurai training
Yeah,
against
he
all these
I don't
samurai.
even know what
you
were
know?
they because they look like bags of stuff. It was like a stick with like is something at the. It might have been rocks. I don't know. It was at the end of like
I
this.
think it was like like slings that
Oh,
he
you're
would
right.
use
Yeah,
to
you're
throw
right. You're right.
rocks,
You're
right?
right. But it's
And then
just he's
he's
not
just
actually throwing.
not
He's just
launching it,
right, right,
right?
right.
Yeah, he's just keeping
But
them
dude, like
going.
he was going at it, man. He was just all in
Yeah,
there,
man.
and it was so cool.
And
Yeah,
yeah, like I mean, I guess there's things that kind of lend itself to that. I'm looking at my notes now, like he acts as a guide to them as they're lost in the forest.
right.
That's kind of like a forest spirity type thing. So
Yeah,
I can kind of see it,
yeah.
you know.
Because like
Little rough.
outside of
And I
that,
have down he's their golem. Yeah, he's just like
because literally you see it
I
go
gotcha.
in, you see it go in, the straight into his neck. He goes down as anyone would, and I think it also makes sense that he wouldn't take out the main bad because he's also like watching this play out. You're like he's helping, but you don't directly intervene like that. You got to let the power players do their power playing, and I think the way it plays out is for the most part perfect. I really wish our boy Shinza didn't take the hit, but I do think there might be a thing of ego there as well. And yeah, I just oh man, and then was that like an outhouse that his like head rolled near into?
Yes, dude. I
Yeah,
mean,
fuck yeah.
I it's so poetic the
It
way he
is
goes out
absolutely, absolutely.
because like he's so just like everyone is beneath me, like they're all born to serve
Yep,
because I am this type of nobility or whatever. Just like that everybody here is my plaything, you
right,
know? And to just feel like so above everyone like that and then to like lose your head just covered in shit. Like he's
right.
just covered head to toe in
Yeah.
mud
And
and
you know it
shit
because dude,
and
he was wearing
blood.
all white when he went in there.
Right. And he's just caked in everything nasty.
Yeah,
And to get your head cut off and it rolls inside an outhouse, like it's so poetic. I love it.
absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just like the whole forest spirit angle. I do think whether it be like a forest spirit or some type of like divine intervention or just like an onlooker, because it was very much like what's it called? Puck from Shakespeare. You know, like the whimsical. I think he's a fairy who just kind of comes in, messes with shit, and then he comes on out. I might be making that name wrong.
He's like the
Um,
bat in Fern Gully.
sure. I feel like he's more prominent, but yes. But regardless, he's on the cover of the movie. Anyway, but the way
I
this
just
all
wanted
plays
to talk
out.
about Fern Gully a little bit. Sorry.
It's a good movie. It's a good movie. It's a good
Yeah.
movie. Tim Curry, man, legend. Um, but also, again, global warming, kids, go recycle. But like I love the like the we focus in on like a lot of these main characters that get to the end or have like these odd moments in the middle, and that is kind of like the double-edged sword here of like I do love what they do with the characters. We do know the names of like Shinza, his nephew, who I already forgot the name of. I'm so sorry. uh, but then like there's so many characters, like there's a master and student in here. I do not know
Yeah.
their names, but
He's my favorite.
they do awesome.
Kiriyama.
Kiriyama, is that the student or the teacher?
That is the teacher.
Okay. And who's the student?
Is Uguro.
That's cool. Uguro.
Uguro.
Uguru. Um, the first time you see them, it's cold. Like, oh, dude, they're pretty awesome. I do mainly mean
Yeah.
the teacher because, like, obviously, like he's the tenured one. He's just ready to take on everyone, and he almost gets the job done. It is very
It's a
reminiscent.
whole like aura moment, you know,
100%.
that they just give to this guy. They just gift it to him on a silver platter and he takes full advantage of that stuff.
Spoiler
Like,
alert for Naruto Shippuden because it reminded me of how my favorite character in all of Naruto, Guy Sensei, almost took out
oh yeah.
Madara Uchiha.
Yeah. Yeah, it was
He's
like that.
and of course plot. It's just like whatever.
Right. Oh
But
shit,
yeah.
wait, we forgot he's not the main
Right,
character.
right, right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's literally what happens with like the forest spirit guys. Like, oh, I'm not gonna go. Oh, you got me. All right, no, I'm just gonna go live here. Um, but no, dude, he's a beast. He's absolutely a beast.
Dude, yeah.
Unfortunately, we do lose
The
them. But
intro that he get, like that's my favorite camera work in the whole movie.
yeah, fair enough.
And it's a little over the top, but it's so cool. Like though it pans in and all you just see all these swords
Mhm.
lined up all like in the walls and throughout the ground.
Yep.
And when he like, and there's fire all
Yep.
around him and stuff, and it just like pans up to him and he's standing there, and then his like sidekick fucking comes in on the side, like, what do you need me to do, master? Oh,
They're
dude,
awesome. They're
it's
so
so
cool.
anime,
It is
it's so anime.
100%.
But
100%. I love it.
then the fight starts and he's pulling the swords out of the walls and out of the ground and
Yeah.
just fighting with all of them. It's so dope.
And
It's
dude,
so dope.
effortless.
Yeah.
Effortless. The
Yeah.
choreography,
He's not even out of breath when he gets to the end,
dude,
bro. Like, it's sick.
the choreography here
Yeah.
is so good. I think almost every fight is like really, really well done. Obviously I do think the highlight here is that final confrontation between the two friends.
Right.
But right leading up to that battle, even before the fight actually starts, like when the traps start going off, when the guys enter in this village, the bad guys enter in the village, it's awesome. And then the moment of like we're done doing this, it's time to actually fight, and everyone's just like, yes, let's go. It's dude, it's so cool. There was a line smoking that's like, oh, there's only 130 left. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, let's go.
Yeah.
God, it's awesome. Let's look at your blood pumping. It's awesome.
Dude, the moment like going into the battle as well,
Yep.
like when they finally, they're like, we have to decide, are we gonna stay here or are we gonna leave, what's the
Yep.
situation? And then dude runs up on the horse. It's more than just 30 of them or whatever, it's 200 or whatever.
200.
Like,
It's
and
terrifying, but they
it
accept it.
shows all of them just like rolling in, and it's intense, man. It's intense. But then they have that little huddle,
Yep.
and Shinza gets everybody so hype. He's like yelling, like, "We gotta do this today!"
Yeah.
Oh, like, oh, it's it's so hype, bro. It's so hype,
And I want to point
and
out because at the beginning I told you there's a girl like who's had her limbs cut off and her tongue.
right,
She makes
mhm.
a banner that just
Oh,
says, and she does it like holding a paintbrush in her mouth, and it just says "Total Massacre."
right. What
And
happened to your family? And
right,
just she writes that total
Total
massacre on
Massacre,
there.
and it just adds
Yeah,
to the heartbreak of what we're already seeing here. And the start of when the actual fight goes down, Shinza holds up
like,
Total
fucking
Massacre. Goosebumps,
yeah,
bro. Goosebumps. I was rocking it. I was
yeah.
like, oh baby. Dude, it was so cool. And like you just because yes, you get the good versus bad fight very, very pretty commonly. But when you feel it, oh, that's a little less. That's a little less common. That you're just like, oh yeah, let me come on, kick his ass, put him in the
Yeah.
mud. It's awesome. It's so awesome. And like when he pulled up the banner, because you don't know he has it on him. You don't know that like the plan was like
Yeah.
okay, and it would be really lame to see them talk about it like
And then
okay,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
hold
bring
up
it
this
out.
banner and he's gonna be so pissed, bro.
Oh my God. But
And then like when he holds it up, he just like smirks at
and
him.
he, yeah, and I
Like,
was like, oh,
oh
that's the
dude, like
guy.
such an
That's the guy.
asshole.
We're gonna
Such an
we're taking his
asshole.
ass
Yeah.
down. Oh my
Yeah.
God, dude. And just
But
everything's so justified and like we need to kill him. While the 13 assassins are like, there's only a few of us, but we have to take this guy down. He's a piece of
with
trash and all this good stuff.
with this being on such a large scale, with like so many people
Uh,
involved in this fight against, this small amount of people, a lot of these action scenes, when everybody's in it, they're kind of on a roll at the beginning,
yeah,
like before they start tiring out and stuff, and they're like fighting like 2 against 70 or whatever.
right,
And it really feels like Dynasty Warriors live action
right. Fair
type
enough. Fair
situation,
enough.
like they are very high level
Right.
individuals compared to all these people that they're fighting.
Yeah.
um I think they would have got their ass whooped, like even with that setup. Although it is very intricate, man. They put a lot of work
Yeah.
into that town
100%.
to like, with like knowing that they're gonna destroy it and everything. But like, man, the different gates that they kept closing all over the
Yep.
place. The
Again,
house that
practical
they left
effects.
open just to blow it up and stuff.
Yep.
Um, they had the bridge rigged, all that stuff. Like the planning that went into this was very high level,
Hmm.
and I feel like some of that planning could have used some screen time in order to let us know more about some of these characters as well.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's already a 2 hour movie,
Right. I feel like even
I
making it a
think
2.5 hour would have given us it would have been enough.
A
like to
little
give
bit,
us,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Just show them sitting down having drinks one time
right,
and everybody
getting some of
throwing
that sake,
in,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, something like that. Or like again, I feel like those planning stages because it was so much. Like we're gonna set
yeah,
up
right,
gates here and we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and there's a lazy one that kind of doesn't want to work, but he'll work in the end because he cares about his team.
right, right,
I don't know, something,
yeah,
But and again, because like, and I love everything that we do get here. There's just little bits and pieces that I wish
could have been
would have
fleshed
been
out more,
added on. Just
yeah,
some extra little layers. Yeah,
that's fair,
yeah,
that's fair.
definitely.
Because yeah, the deaths didn't
But
necessarily have the impact that they should have. There were some like the master and student that I was like, oh man, you hate to see it. Or like I was genuinely shocked at when Shinza took the blade again, because again he pretty much did just let it happen. Um,
yeah,
but then
walked
outside of
into
that,
it.
and then the one that got me talking to the TV was the short sword to the neck of the hunter, because it was just like, first of all, the blade comes off screen, like it goes as he's like talking, and I was like, no, he's on a roll. No, oh my gosh. And then he just comes back. I was like, okay. All right, my man. Um, but yeah, it's bloody, it's gory. Miike is a very different director than Kurosawa.
Mm,
I'm very curious because there is more of a zoomed in scope of what he's trying to like present to you as a filmmaker, and it does seem like that's going to be like at the forefront of his mode in
right.
like Ghost of Tsushima, because it's not going to be any bloody or anything. A base game's bloody enough. It's going to be, it happens, and I think you can turn that off to a feeling
It's
like that.
just going to like zoom in
Right,
action moments and
right,
stuff
right,
like
right.
that, right?
And yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
that's what we
Which I
assume.
see that.
Yeah,
I
for
see
sure.
that. Yeah.
Um, and then Watanabe just has tunes. I'm so ready. I'm so ready.
Yeah,
But yeah,
man.
man, this
Yeah.
is definitely first of all, I'm just really happy to finally, because I do have other movies in my physical backlog that I have not watched and I've owned for years, and this was a really good excuse to get these out, especially Seven Samurai, but also 13 Assassins, very good. But when we're talking about how good something is, we score it, Ernest. And Ernest, I want to know your score for 13 Assassins.
I think this is a fantastic movie. This has to be like a best samurai movie of all time, right? I'm pretty sure it's in that conversation for a lot of
Mhm.
people. Um I there's others that I prefer, but I think this is like top of the line stuff right
Yeah,
here.
for sure.
Yeah. Again, like I everything that they did give us, like I enjoyed the time with any characters that I got to spend time with. Like
Right.
everybody was interesting in their own right.
At the point where
That
we're
they
asking for more
chose
time with
to
them. Yeah, yeah.
right. Anybody that they decided we're going to give this person a little bit of depth, I was like, I like that depth right there. Um, so that along with the action, again, I really appreciate like the kind of action that we had here. And although like it was difficult for me to keep up with some of the characters and who I knew it was and who I didn't
Right.
and stuff, like I love all the blood and mud and how dirty and
Yeah.
grueling it got. Like it really painted a picture of just fatigue all around on
Right.
both
They
sides,
worked
like
to
where
get to the
people
end of
are
this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. So like I again, you kind of get why he walked into that sword at the end because
Right.
that picture was painted so clearly.
For sure.
There's so much amazing about this movie. So 9 out of 10 for me.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a little lower. I do give this an 8.5 out of 10. On a rewatch, might go a little higher. But again, my only real complaint is the how much time we got with the characters, like to get to know them before we lost them. And
Right.
like man, I just would have really liked more. And I feel like I'm curious if there's like more clues at like the hunter being ethereal or something, if you rewatch it or
Yeah.
anything like that.
We're gonna have to give it a
Um,
goog.
right.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not new, so probably all the information we're like guessing on is probably answered.
Somebody else thought this.
Somebody
Somebody else
else thought
definitely
this
thought this
15
first.
years
Yeah.
ago, for
Yeah.
sure.
Hot take, y'all.
I think
He's
these
a forest
samurai
spirit.
are good at their job. But no, it's a fantastic movie. I think you're absolutely right. It's going to be in some people's conversations for like their favorite samurai film. And I will say, because what I was really looking at, I own 13 Assassins, and that was my easy go-to for like this. We're gonna watch Amike. Because I wasn't gonna have us watch Ichi the Killer when we're going into Ghost of Yotei. It's not at all like samurai or anything
No,
like
I
that.
mean this is probably the most appropriate for the situation.
100%.
I
Go
get
looking
you.
over
Yeah.
his IMDb. This was it. This was like the one. I was like, okay, cool, and I own it. So there we go. Um, and yeah, very good, very solid. Go check it out if you can. Also, if you have the DVD, it's got some very interesting trailers before the movie actually starts.
Bro,
It's
no,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh what rubber? Is
Rubber,
it rubber?
the telekinetic tire, Hobo with the shotgun, and I can't remember the who's the brother from Frasier?
It's
Niles?
Miles.
Miles.
Niles.
No, it's oh
Niles.
my God. So it is Niles.
Niles.
Okay. The brother from
And
Frasier, not because I'm
yeah.
now not 100% sure, is like a killer who hosts a party and like he kidnaps the people that stay there. And yeah, I've seen all three. It's awesome.
Dude,
Hobo with the
because it's
shotgun.
like a turn. Like there's a criminal coming to
Right.
him for help, and then he's like,
Right,
"Oh, I'm the criminal. I'm the bigger criminal." And then
right.
people at his dinner party, they have like a dance number and stuff. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy.
It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It is crazy. I do
Yeah, the
recommend
beginning
giving
of
it a
that
chance.
movie,
Rubber, I don't know. If you really want something really weird, sure. But Hobo with the Shotgun rules. It's a romp, I think
that
is
that
the word
movie
I would
just
use for
rules.
that. I think I would use for that. Don't take it too seriously, but it's great. But 13 Assassins. Ernest gives it a 9.9 out of 10. I give it an 8.5 out of 10. That is great all around, and we definitely
Mhm.
recommend it. We are going to be back next week talking Watanabe, finishing off our samurai series, getting
Yes.
us into the spirit of Ghost of Yotei, where we're going to be talking about the classic anime series. I just keep can't say I have to say anime over and over again. Samurai
Anime,
Champloo, anime,
anime
anime, anime,
series, anime.
anime series, anime. But
It's
Samurai
good.
Champloo, it is good. It is good. We're working our way
It's
through it.
another one.
And it's going to be definitely a really fun conversation because it's also going to be like a returning to talking about some anime on here. If you listen to our audio stuff, we have a whole episode talking about Dragon Ball Z. So like we're big anime
Yeah.
fans,
Hell
and
yeah.
this is going to be a big one to talk about. I'm really excited for it. But Ernest, for that, for gaming, for anything nerdy, where can the people find us?
Well, if you like to stay up to date with the show, you can find us out here on all these social medias, baby. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and YouTube. And if you like to reach us directly, you can find us at lifeisstorytelling at gmail.com. We appreciate any and all feedback, and we fucking love you.
We love you so much. Reviews, anything, hit us up. Do the thing there. No, it looks like I just did this.
Arr.
Oh, we love you.
Oh, where's me spinach?
Well, we'll be back tomorrow. Well, this will be yeah. So this will be out on Thursday. Our Friday episode will be out talking about games as we got some Kojima on the brain and potentially something else along with that. It might just be all Kojima. We'll figure it out there. But thank you all for tuning in, hanging out, and have a great rest of your week.